questions? Councillor Scott.
This is, through you to Patty, this is what we brought forward the last time to discuss, right?
At the last meeting.
So, I just have some questions about well, I have a question. So, we're going to allow the Nature Conservancy to take the portion that they want, they're going to buy it from the development. So, before the development moves on, there was a number of things that they had to come into. So, before they can move on and the shovel hits the ground, I'm curious if we're going to have two things. Larry Cornelius now goes to subdivisions before they start to remove things. And this is a perfect example of being able to take native plants out of a small subdivision area because it's in a wooded area. So I'd like to see that as one of the things, to have him come in this surrounded area once you get your registration for your plan and everything, and take out the nature plants of the area that they're going to take, because he saves them and then can bring them back and reintroduce them into gardens in the area. And I'm wondering if we're going to do a heritage and culture, the archaeological, I can't even say that, but the history items in the ground. It's one of the things that the heritage and culture, when I was at an AMO conference, did. Does that get done on this piece as well?
This will be an application, there'll be actually 2 applications to finish the development part of it. There will be a rezoning application come forward to council, because right now the property's not zoned for residential development. Okay. The portion that's being retained by the developer, Lake Huron. And there will also be a consent application that goes to the Committee of Adjustment. So the recommendations on the conditions would be, yes, an archaeological. They have to complete their ecological study that they're presently working with Ministry of Natural Resources on. So there is still a lot of work to do to get the development to proceed, and that's what I was trying to portray to council in my report, that this is really just to allow the Nature Conservancy to take ownership of that great big piece of property and conserve it in its natural state. So this is a good thing. This is the partnership that they have with this developer. So
I'd just like to get those plants for the community in bloom for some of the gardens that maybe.
And I'm not saying that's not possible, Lori, but this is also a very sensitive area, and M&R may not allow any of that to happen. So we'll just have to wait till that all falls out of the study.
Thank you.
Okay. All in favor of that? Carried. Thank you. 6.5, just a notice of appeal by Mr. Sharon for the Tracy Ruffey and David Barkwell zone amendment. Motion to receive the file. Councillor Russell. Councillor Underwood.
Just a quick question for you, Patty. Patty, could you describe for us what the next steps are going to be now with this application?
Well, the board will, this vote has been already sent to the board, so the board will deal with setting the date for the hearing.
So basically, you just wait for the hearing now. There's no pre-hearings, there's no additional steps in these. Okay, very good.
Councillor Russell.
Through you to the clerk. Carol, did the bylaws of the former municipalities come forward into the new bylaws of Black and Shores when they amalgamated?
Could you be more specific?
Well, back in the day, we had under our planning committee, we had process where the things were going to the OMB, we could sort of hit it off and pass and try to do conflict resolution. Do you remember that? I called it the Stewartson bylaw.
I don't think that came forward, but that is an option, but I believe it's the board who initiates that.
We had it before, remember? We set it up before the board, so this is
Perhaps
already
the board
gone.
followed us, but Patty might know more than I, but I believe that the board will comment and ask if there is an opportunity for some discussion.
Through you to Patty, what is the position on the property right now? Is everything on hold then? Like he's not allowed to move forward on anything? Or
He can't move forward with a dwelling unit, no. He can build a garage.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Okay. All in favor of that? Receive the file. Carried. 6.6. Recommendation there, council consideration on the Grand Bend Youth Center, an update on the youth center. There's a request for the memorandum of understanding at the bottom. Councillor Russell.
Yeah, I read all this, and it's quite a bit of reading, and it sort of was like this type of thing. All I've got to say is it sounds like it's going down the correct street. I'm not sure if I'm in favor of it unless we have a discussion at council about the other communities. I just know down the road, Port Frank's, because of lack of leadership of the Port Frank's Community Youth Center, in terms of young people to be leaders, it hasn't been open for a while. So all I'm saying is I don't disagree with this at all. I think this is maybe the direction to go. I just want to see how it relates to other things in our community. That's just a little bigger picture. That's all.
Okay, Councilor Scott.
I'm assuming that the Y is also the same Y that's at the shores, right? It's the same group of people. We were looking at getting some information on the shores stuff to come forward. So I think that this kind of has to be, it's great to have the report, and it's a unique idea, that's for sure. But I think until we have the other discussion on the other one, we can't be really adding more on until we know where we're at.
The request is for a memorandum of understanding and request the formal agreement be drafted. The understanding that nothing is binding until the formal agreement is approved by council. So it's all coming back. This just gives them the ability to move forward in partnership with the outfit. Councilor Illman.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess, an approval in principle. We still have to see the details and get the actual, and get the reports. But I guess, to just let's step back for a second. We do need to have the Y come. We do need to be able to ask them questions. I believe we have a report coming. We have asked the CAO to provide us with a report around the shores. And I think it's important to receive that. But this is an extension of the shores model, and it's something that could be expanded, certainly beyond the Grand Bend Youth Center down the road. So I think we need to have these folks come here so that we can have a good discussion with them and go through all of this. They're presenting a good case. We know there's an issue. But the thing that jumps out at me, I guess, is that there's a partnership here. And there's a partnership that they're building on, and that's the work with the Optimist Club in Grand Bend. And we have that group that's committed, and one of the things they talked about, that's talked about here in this report is making sure that any agreement would have an appropriate exit clause down the road if we needed to go that route. But this is certainly worth exploring. This is the way we need to do things. We do not provide programming, we facilitate it. So one way of facilitating it is with an organization like the YMCA, who has that expertise, who has that those back office services that they can provide, that the Optimist clubs and our volunteer clubs burn themselves out trying to do. So I think it's a great opportunity and something that we need to seriously look at.
Deputy Mayor Dave.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we certainly do want to encourage the service groups, of course. I just have a problem with saying that, or making a motion to approve this in principle, because the last time we did that, with the Ruffey property, it came back that it was approved. It wasn't just in principle. So I have a reservation with that, and so I do think we do need a staff report, because there's a number of things that are changing here for us. Not only are we using $1,500 in rental income, so we're paying $3,000. We're taking up the systems, which I don't know if that refers to IT tech, like the internet technology or the intellectual technology that's going to be a part of that. And we don't have any idea, clarity about what the actual upkeep of the building is going to take for us. We just need to have a lot more information. And it also says that any surplus and operation costs are going to go back to the Optimist Club as well. And so even though we have to pay for all the upkeep of the building and things, we will not be getting any operational costs back to ourselves. So I just think